But yeah, man, we were touching base on potential fights, Charlo and Morrell, but just to talk about the rest of the division too. Man, you know, you hear it. So much is being made right now about Canelo. Is he ducking Benavidez? Now, you unlike a lot of people that are speaking on it, have been up there in the top of the division. And so, from your perspective, is Canelo right now avoiding David Benavidez?
I mean, I think, you know, from what I've read, you know, I don't know the details. I'm not following them too closely, you know, but it's like he's named his price for what he wants to fight him. So I'm sure he understands the risk, and, you know, like you said, he knows he's a bigger boy. So that's really all I got to say on that.
Well, we know you got the guy who makes the money can dictate a lot of things in this sport, in this business. Is it possible by having Canelo or Benavidez move up to 75 to fight an Eddie Reynoso fighter, Vosdick? Like, that's a bit of a play. Let's get him to 75, bring him back down to 68. Now we can get him.
Could be. You know, I'm not in their heads. You know, it's hard to say what they're thinking, you know, what the plan is or what they got going on. So for me, it's just, you know, my plans are, you know, getting a tune-up fight and step into whatever's next as far as a big fight. You know, that's what I want. That's what the fights that I'm interested in making. You know, I'm here to be great. You know, and I want to know where the cards fall. I'm not just going to, you know, spend my whole career. So at the end of it, I could say, well, if I would have fought him, or if we did fight, then this, that, and the third. It's like, no, you got to see what that is when you're active. So,
how many, you've made some good money, man. You know, into your early 30s now. How many more years do you want to do this?
Handful more. You know, handful more. Or a couple years less than that. You know, who knows? But I feel good. You know, I feel like I'm in my prime. I've taken good care of my body, and so, you know, there's more big fights to be made.
Just about the 75 stuff again. Would that, as a fighter, mess with your body though, going up to 75 and having to get back down to, like, if it was you doing it? Yeah. Well, how do you think that would affect you?
You know, if it's already real hard for you to make 68, and then you move up to 75, maybe even harder to make 68.
So I know money is very important, but is it a situation where, if you're in that predicament, should you consider not moving back down, even though it is a ton of money for a Canelo fight?
I mean, you gotta know the inner details of the camp, you know, and the person, and how easy it was for him to make 68 in the first place, which I'm sure we can all agree it's probably not super easy for David to make that. So, you know, can't say for sure.
It's my last one on that whole saga, man.
Right.
You spoke on it on the past. It's basically 50-50, but do you still feel that way, or is there an edge to either fighter if we ever get that fight?
I mean, both fighters have their edges and things that, you know, work in their favor. Obviously, David, he's got some good momentum, bigger boy, throws a lot of punches, you know, good frame, and, you know, Canelo's experience level, amongst other things, you know, his IQ, his ring IQ, his ring generalship, you know, stuff like that. So you just got to put all the dice in your hand, you know, from each person, and roll them on fight night, you know, let the bell ring. Can't say for sure, you know, in any big fight, you know, like that, you can't say for sure. You know, that's not how boxing works.
Like, that's not even being coy, that's just real, you know. Like,
that's the honest answer, you know. Yeah. That's not the answer that people are looking for, because they want to hear Caleb Plant say this, that, and the third.
This, that guy win, or that guy.
You know, it's not so much me avoiding, but it's like, I try to be an honest person, you know, and that's the God's honest truth. You know what I'm saying? So anything else would just be me having my emotions tied in, you feel me? So
placating somebody.
yeah, exactly.
Who does make sense for the first fight back of the year? Mabili's like a WBC mandatory, but, you know, you seen Christian Mabili fight
next year?
Yeah, for this year. For you. Yeah, who's
for a tune-up? This tune-up fight, you know, I'm not sure who that would be coming back, but just a fight to get things rolling, get the momentum going, and then jump to a big fight from there. You know, that's really all I got. You know, the specifics that are on my mind, really. So yeah. And then, you know, have you even given like thoughts of what stylistically a Morrell fight would be like? You know, have you even gone there mentally in your own time? Would you? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought, you know, I play scenarios in my head with all the, you know, or not all of them, but you know, a handful of the top guys in 168, because those are really the only guys that I'm interested in fighting. So I'm not going down the whole rankings, you know, but that's a big fight. Yeah, it's a big fight.
Would it be hard to get up for that fight? Because, okay, the eye test is great and everything, but he hasn't really proven anything, and you want established vets? Or
I'd be excited. Yeah.
And lastly, too, man, I know you're cool with Devin. Any thoughts on the Ryan Garcia stuff, heading into the fight with Devin?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. You know, one thing I just don't like is like, you know, bad things happen to children. That's a real thing. You know, we were just speaking on a situation before the camera was rolling, so it's like, it's nothing to make light of, but he's kind of trolling about it. He's telling the truth, but he's being like passive aggressive about it, because he's saying things that are really going on, but in the same breath or in the same sentence, he's saying it in ways where he's trolling people, you know, running past people, saying, oh, don't say anything if you support pedophilia. And then them people don't hear him and know what he's talking about. And then he keeps on running, calling him a bitch and a coward. It's like, it's just not good to joke about stuff like that, because he's got a kid. You feel me? And the world works in crazy ways. And, you know, it may not be so funny one day. So you got to keep shit like that in mind.
Even beyond that stuff, like, is it at all where you're looking at him as a fellow fighter and like, I don't know if this dude should be fighting April 20th against a Devin Haney? Or
that's for him. I don't give a fuck about shit like that. Like, if you want to fight, that ain't none of my business. And, you know, I'm just speaking to some of the things that he said publicly that, you know, I don't vibe or condone or like, you know, people joking in certain ways, because you know, you gotta be careful, man. You know, that'll come back to get you. And you gotta be careful, you know, especially when you got kids. Not only could it happen to them personally, but when they grow up and they're looking at all our old videos, learning about us, seeing how we carried ourselves and the things we did, you know, you don't want him doing that. So it's like, why would you? But that's on him.
Do you, if he comes out with a kind of like reckless energy, like he's just going for the knockout early, do you even see him coming? Is like, how possible you think that's a realistic thing? And what does Devin got to do if that's what he's faced with?
Devin's just got to stay sharp. He got to stay relaxed. That's what Devin's got to do if that happens. You know, just stay relaxed, stay sharp, and stick to the game plan.
Do you think he puts his foot on the gas and you know, steps it up a little bit, tries to get him out of there, maybe because of the build up to the fight and everything?
Who, Dev?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't say. Whatever, you know, that's for him and his team to decide. You feel me? I'm not in his corner. You know, I'm a supporter from the sideline. So he's just gotta stay relaxed. Yeah. And, you know, let them handle the rest. Like, he'll handle the rest.
Is you know, most people expecting Devin to win, like yourself. Is him and Tank becoming like the new Spence Crawford in boxing?
I mean, you know, I think they're narrowing down to that, you know, where that could be a mega fight. Shakur's a great fighter. Devin's a great fighter. Tank's a great fighter. You know, no three of them would probably like for me to say it out loud, but I'll rock with all of them. You know, I'm cool with all of them, and then they can get in the ring and figure it out. You know, that's on them. You know, I don't have anything to do with that. So, but those are all big fights that, you know, I'm sure we'll get at some point.
You got a favorite out of the three that you just like watching box the most?
I enjoy all three of their styles in different ways. All three of them have things that stick out. Maybe some things stick out a little more than when it comes to Tank, and, you know, vice versa, just roll them all around like that. But I'm saying, I don't really know. I don't really get into that as a fan. I just sit back and let the bell ring and, you know, let the boxing figure it out.
There's something to pull and appreciate from all three, plenty.
Yeah, absolutely. Great fighters.
Yeah, it's weird. Like there's Benavidez and Plant fans, and people kind of always want you to pick one or the other. You know, there's people who just love boxing.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm still a great fighter. Right. You know, I'm still a top dog. David, he's a good fighter too. You feel me? He's a really good fighter. So, Canelo, he's a great fighter too. But that's why I'm interested in fighting certain people, because that's what it's about.
Thank you, Caleb, for your time, man. Looking forward to seeing you back in the ring, bro.
For sure.
Thank you.